Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Behind me is my 1994 Mercedes-Benz C-Class, which we will detail in this video. All it needs is a good clean, a little bit of touch-up paint on the lower rockers and some interior work, and this will be a beautiful ride. So first things first, I want to wipe down these just to show you the condition and why I want to add a little bit of rust protective paint to them. And all I'm using for this is a little bit of car shampoo that I've got pre-mixed up. And since we want to apply some paint later on, it's good to clean the area that we want to sand first, so we don't ruin our sanding paper. So with a little bit of extra light on there, you can see that these jacking points have been welded. And these, especially on all the Mercedes models from the 80s and 90s, they are notoriously to rust out and go bad, because in most cases they have these covers on there and these keep all the moisture in. And once we take this out, you can actually see that in here they smeared some silicone or like some body seal of some sort. It protected it so far so well, but we need to clean it up and put some new paint on there. The same goes for the front here. You can see some rust spots coming through, but they have been treated in the past, and that's really good in our case. The lower part I will paint, and the upper I think I'll just leave as patina for now. Before we start with painting, I want to address these trim panels here, because what happens with these, there's a metal strip inside them, and over time it starts rusting and expand a little bit, and they really don't look nice anymore. I got original replacement parts for these, and let's see if we ordered the right ones. So, and exactly that in there is why these trim pieces go bad. There's a metal profile running down the length of them, and once water gets in between the rubber and the metal and can't go anywhere, it starts rusting out and starts to deform. So I will just get on under here and pop this out. Somebody actually hot glued this. Do you see this? Amazing. Underneath the trim piece here, you can actually see some overspray of the repair that was done to the lifting point here, which is a shame. Why not put some tape there? That literally takes like 10 seconds and that could have been prevented. I will try to get this off later with some clay. And also they put some hot glue here to hold the trim piece down, because I bet they bent it when they took it out before. Looking very good. So, and with that, we can access all the spots that we need to treat in this step. I will go ahead and put a time lapse on. I will start sanding and getting a better visual of what we're actually working with. And then we start prepping for paint. So 1.5 hours of sanding later, I went at it with a wire wheel and it showed quite a bit of bad repairs. Let me show you. So I think it's quite visible how bad of a repair job they did here. And they put this like rubber-like coating on it, which I really don't like, because once it goes dry and brittle, the water gets behind it and rusts out. On this one here, everything is still solid. Underneath there is a rust hole, actually. Here you can see it right there. That will need addressing as well. Similar story. Not as bad of a repair job. I think they only filled this here with weld. Here's a little rust hole, and then coming Back around here looks quite okay. And down here also like tiny rust hole, but that will fill with some weld. I know it's not the nicest way to fix these things, but I think in this case it should be okay. The little rust holes I will address later. I will fill them with weld, but it's getting kind of late and I don't feel like welding now. Since I need to jack it up quite a bit higher and everything. What I will do instead, I will buff it down with this Scotch-Brite and do the whole rocker panel like one go, get the spots that don't need repairing ready for paint, and then tomorrow I can lay down some welds and then put paint on. Alright, it is the second day now. I busted out my flux core welder. I know it's less than ideal for this scenario, but I want to try to fill in these rust holes, these little itty bitty pinholes, and then get to painting. Okay, so like with any weld, make sure that it's nice and clean. We got 0.6 millimeter flux core wire in here, dialed all the way down. I got my compressed air handy to cool the area, and nothing left than to do it. Well, all right, 15-20 minutes later, the tiny hole is filled. I burned through a bunch, but I think my repair on the left side is just as good as the repairs on the right side from the previous guy. And you know how they say, a grinder in paint, make me the welder I ain't. So that's good enough for now. I will spare you the rest of my hideous weld jobs and get cracking, and we will see us when I get to painting. All right, the welding is done. Wasn't pretty, but it's over. Now we're gonna wipe down the surface with some silicone remover. Everything is sanded. We'll wipe down with silicone remover, tape up some areas, and then we start painting. For paint we will be using this Brando Corox 3-in-1. This is beautiful stuff. It's matte black, and it has great rust protection. It's elastic, and 2 to 3 coats will do us very well and will look beautiful again. All right, let's get painting. Alright, the second coat of paint is on, and now for the best part, peeling off the tape. Yes. That's patina, okay? So now while the paint needs to dry, I'm gonna address the chaos here and tidy up a little bit. Okay, so everything is nice and tidy. The paint is almost dry. Let me just close these. Let's have a look at this. Looks very good. Once it's fully dry, I will put some fluid film in all the holes and put the plugs back in. But Since the paint is almost dry, we want to focus our attention towards these trim pieces. These trims we took out, they will go in last. Now what I want to do is put these chrome bits here. As you can see here, they already fell off, and in the back they are about to fall off as well. Like these, this is a known issue on these cars. They become shitty after a time, and I do have replacements for these as well. I'm gonna peel these off, clean them nice, and tune back in once we stick the new ones. So the old ones are off now. I cleaned the surfaces, and here we have the replacements. 2 sets for the rear and 2 sets for the front. Let's check if these are the correct length. And yes, they appear to be. These are aftermarket ones, and these being stainless steel, they should last a little bit longer than the old ones. I mean, the other old ones lasted 30 years after all, so I'm not sure if these will last the same. There we go. Those edges nice and lined up. The old ones were like this brushed aluminum, but this like mirror finish stainless steel is a whole nother level. Oh, mirror finish, that is ridiculous. You could some party sugar over there. Fucking hell. I like it. A little bit over the top. And I bet the first time you close the door they scratch up. But for 30 bucks, that makes a world of difference. There we go. That's quite cool. Okay, last but not least, we want to fit this trim piece. And before I install it, I will spray some wax on it. Since all these show start of corrosion, just give them a little extra dusting. Okay. Here we have the finished result. Beautiful new trim piece, nice and black rocker panel, new chrome, looking very snazzy. I don't know if it comes across on camera in this light, but it makes a huge difference to before. One last thing I want to address in this episode is this cracked armrest. Luckily enough, I did find a used one that should match the interior pretty well. I don't know if it's the exact color. It appears to be a little more brown, but I think, let's check them next to each other. Yeah, just a slight bit darker, but that could also be from sun fade. This one, no cracks, just a little dirty, we can clean that up, and then this will be resolved as well. All we need to do to change this is loosen these 2 Phillips screws. Ah, perfect. Quick scrub. Beautiful before and after. It's the little things, you know. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We got the rocker panels looking nice. We changed the trim, we changed chrome, we put a new armrest in, and we're ready to give this thing the detail that it deserves. Thanks again for tuning in. If you like this video, consider giving it a like and subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss out. And also check out my TikTok and Instagram in the description below. And we will see you guys next week. Thanks again. Peace.